Hey everybody, it's Brian, and we're going to be going over more albums from Ambient August. Um, if you haven't been paying attention, the whole month of August, I have been posting an ambient album that means something to me every day, and this is just part two of a recap of going through all 31 albums, and since there's no way I could have fit 31 in my first video, I decided to split it into 3 videos. So we're going to go back on to where we left off, which is day 12, August 12th. I have some notes here, and I'll be reading from those and giving you my thoughts. So, number 12, I posted Herzegovina's Ispir from 2018 off the Janoshovid label. Talked about them a little bit last video, and it's really funny. The if you want to laugh, go to the YouTube video and go to the comment section, and it's really weird. The album cover is from, like, I believe an old Vogue or magazine cover, or like a spread for like some sort of fashion magazine. This was pointed out to me by a good friend of mine who was like, "What's going on in the comment section?" I was like, "I don't know," and it has nothing to do with the music. But it's a really good album. Like I said, Yona Shevard, great batting average. It's a little noisy, but it's also a little playful. And the album cover is kind of cool. It almost looks like an album cover that like Muslim gods would use. But it's good. Number 13 is another. They're all good, but Preslov Literary School. Um, Beautiful Was the Time. This one is really good, and this one goes out especially for the people who really enjoy samples in their ambient. I mean, they've got like there's this one part on one of the tracks where a pilot is giving like communication chatter to like other pilots, or perhaps like an airport traffic tower, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, it works, and it's all these, like, a lot of like found sounds and stuff like that. So if you're more on the side of sample based stuff, like, this is a really good one. And there's also regular instrumentation used as well that you would find in typical ambient albums, pianos, synths, and stuff like that. But for sure, check it out if you're into sample heavy stuff. Be a little minimal. I really like the last track on this album. The whole thing's really good, but the last track is just like definitely a highlight. Like, really good. Came out in 2009. Some good drones. There's some good build-ups, and there's some really good pianos in there. So, August 14th, No More Dreams by 1991. Now, I really don't have a lot to say about this, because what I am going to say about this is one of my favorite albums of all time. Ambient, whatever genre, like, in general, this is just like start to finish, it doesn't miss. It's a 10 out of 10. There's no, there's no bad tracks on this album. It's beginning to end. There's so many like cool things done on this album. Like, the first track kind of reminds me of like a composition that like Steve Reich would kind of do. There's tapiness. There's just like this sense of desolation, barrenness. Like, it should have so much more love. 2016 release. Please, 1991, release another ambient album. Since then, we've gotten No More Dreams 93, which was a 4-track lo-fi techno release. Good release, but not in the same genre as this. Hasn't put out anything. It's quite strange because Axel Backman, the person behind the project, started a label called No More Dreams to release this album off, and then 2 years after that put out the techno EP. Nothing since. I've been kind of checking out his YouTube channel. I found his personal YouTube channel because it's like that kind of an artist where you find something so interesting that you do a little digging on the internet and somehow came across some unreleased tracks that he hasn't put out that's only on his YouTube channel. You can see like his likes and like his inspiration for some things. This guy's just great, and I really wish to see another album in the ambient vein, or heck, combine his latest release with what he was doing in 2016. But listen to this one. Like, I posted this online. If you're going to pick one album from Ambient August, only one, this one, like, hands down. The next one is a collab by Troum, Troum, and All Sides, and it is really good. It's a one continuous track, and it's like an epic. I have my notes here. It's like if the Odyssey, the big, Greek mythos type thing was an album. It's just has this slow start that just builds and builds and builds, and it has its peaks and its troughs, and it just kind of goes on through it. Total runtime is about 56 minutes or so. But it's, I don't know if it was entirely freely improved, or certain sounds were like put down and then they're like, yeah, we're gonna use some of those. But it is an epic of an album. Very, very good stuff. At number 16, we have Sakipar, self-titled, over on Xart, and I wanted to highlight that label. Really good stuff. Muslim Gods put out stuff on that label as well. It's kind of a mysterious project. What I do know is it is two guys, Belgium-based. It came out in 1986. I don't know much more than that. I don't even know where it was recorded. It sounds like it could have been done in a factory. There's these like air sounds. It sounds like someone's just like blowing kind of like through like a pipe to achieve this like hollowed effect. There's some vocal utterances. Of course, it being like mid 80s, there's this like industrial kind of element, but not that heavy in that industrial sphere. And it also has really good cover art. I like the art a lot. So, day 17, I posted Silk Fountains and Marble Halls. It is a box set of 6 cassettes, about an hour and a half in length. And I really like it. It's just a good, well-disciplined ambient collection. I wanted to point out the YouTube channel that posted this, called Found Find Finding. I really like them. Throw them a subscription. This was released in 2010. I think it's a really good depiction of 2010 ambient tape scene. Like it's pretty representative of that. It can be noisy at times, can be drony at times. Overall, it's a great long form release. Number 18, Flying Fish Ambience, by by Rainforest Spiritual Enslavement. That is a project of Dominic Furnow, who also is behind Prurient, Vatican Shadow, um, you know, among other aliases. If y'all don't know, I'm a huge fan of Dom's work in all of his mediums, and this was put out on Hospital Productions, one of my favorite labels, and it really showcases like the range that Dom has, that he can do techno, noise, you know, synthwave type stuff, but also like some kind of quiet ambient stuff. There's some samples in here too. I mean, what you would expect with Flying Fish ambience. It's aquatic. It's a more aquatic ambient release. But I like that one. The next I posted on August 19th. Robert Turman, who also worked with Boyd Rice for one release for the Non project, but I believe cut ties with them pretty quickly because it's Boyd Rice. So kind of a good call for Turman on this part. So Robert Turman, he's Ohio based. I think he was in Oberlin for a little bit, or I think he's based out of Oberlin, but Ohio based. Similar to Emeralds, also a great Ohio based ambient drone project. What I like about this album a lot is that it's like gamelan inspired, so it's pretty minimal, and a lot of the same themes kind of carry over from track to track. So it's really cohesive and well put together. Another shout out would be to his album Beyond Painting. I would also check that one out too if you like this. Turman also worked with Aaron Dillaway. So on, I believe that album is called Blizzard, or there may be a track on that split called Blizzard. But yeah, look up Turman and Dillaway for sure, and then any of his other stuff as well. You can't really miss with his releases, so I would say go nuts, especially if you like this one. Day 20. Imaginary Softwood, self-titled. This one's great. It's a side project by John Elliott of Emeralds, and it was put on the Wagon label, which was, I believe, formed by Emeralds, or yeah, it was formed by Emeralds. But also wanted to highlight another label that was formed by John Elliott called Mineral Disc. Some of his other projects, John Elliott's other projects, include Mist and Outer Space and Lilypad. Those are also really great ambient droney projects by him. But the Imaginary Software self-titled is just kind of really important to me personally. Track 7 is one of the best ambient tracks I've ever heard, period. Beautiful artwork on all of his releases, and I would say it just has really good textures, and it starts off kind of slow, so not slow as in like the speed of the tracks, but maybe like you may not resonate with some of the textures that are used in the beginning. It took me a couple of listens to kind of understand the album, what was going for, but then, you know, by the time you're like halfway through the album, it bursts out into this like just really more calm, more easy to listen to, but yeah, definitely check out other albums under the Imaginary Softwood album, Softwood's album, artist name, and his other projects as well, and of course Emeralds if you haven't heard them, quintessential. Number 21, I posted Soviet France. Another group I'm really familiar with, UK based. They've been doing stuff since the 80s. Side projects, Rapoon. Um, and I could have picked a lot of different ZF releases, but I picked Shadow Thief of the Sun because I think it's more fitting for ambient. And these guys are like OGs, they've been around. Lots of Eastern influence, and that's something I like. They pull instruments that I wouldn't even be able to tell you what the instrument is. Um, and there's a little bit of mystery surrounding who's in the project and who's kind of collab with them. And one of the other cool thing they do is their packaging is really unique. I would just Google like Soviet France packaging, and they've done some really wacky stuff there. But there's also they kind of have some industrial motifs as well. If you like this one, Shadow Thief of the Sun, definitely check out Shouting at the Ground, Aoestra, and Just an Illusion. Check those out if you like this one. Next up is Pale Blue Skies, Shades of Grey. This is a project from 2010 off the Arbor label. Great label. I think I mentioned it in the last video. Mike Pollard, who's also behind Treetops and numerous other projects. All of his projects are good. Anything Mike Pollard's put out is pretty good. I really like the Treetops project, but I also like this Pale Blue Sky project as well. This is like the soft, polite ambient that's a little more into the drone category. So if you're expecting anything kind of like bombastic in the realm of ambient, this may not be for you. But if you're definitely looking for something kind of more subdued, good stuff. Number 23, we have Scanlines, self-titled. This was taken off of a various artist comp called Music for Dance and Theater. And so it's more akin to, I would say, like library music than it is ambient music, but it definitely, I would say, qualifies in the ambient sphere. This was off of Music from Memory. It's a label, and I highly recommend them. I really enjoy that label. And let's see, and it's a repress. I think it originally came out in the 80s. But like I said, more library music, but it scratches that ambient itch for sure. And I don't know how much further I said I'd go, but we're just going to end this on 24. That way we have 7 left in a final video after this. So August 24th was Explorers Bermuda Telepaths, a side project by Sam Merengue or Sam Aron. He has done a lot of different projects. He was involved with Ferraro. He was involved with OPN. Done stuff under the Outer Limits Recordings moniker, as well as Foxy Baby and Matrix Metals collab with Amanda Brown from Not Fun. If you're familiar with the Old English Spelling Bee label, or the Not Fun label, or to a degree, even like 100% silk ish. the guy's been around. Rest in peace. Um, but this album is just a really cool um, droney ambient release that kind of just showcases the range of um, Sam, and also um, I wanted to uh, show some stuff that had some uh, hypnagogic pop element ish to it. Um, that stuff is always welcomed. Um, you know what? Let's do one more. So number 25, Dolphins into the Future. Um, Classic. They've been around. This one is the Mountain Saturnus tape. It was uploaded by a channel on YouTube called When Dubs Cry. I like their stuff. I would recommend giving them a sub, checking their channel out. They post a lot of good stuff. This release is a little more psychedelic ambient, um, kind of repetitive, a lot of effects used. Also, kind of falls into the hypnagogia kind of sphere. Um, and it can be a little hard to listen to, like actively, but the further you get into the album, the more it kind of lightens up, and I would say becomes more accessible towards the end of the tape. So that is Ambient August 12 through 25. And I'll have one more video up uh, from the 26th to the 31st, which should be pretty short. And then also just a kind of general, probably like minute speech about where I'm going to move forward with posting things, or if I'm going to do this again. I would like to do something in November with noise music and kind of do a similar thing. Um, we'll see how that goes. So I will see y'all in the finale and the wrap up. So once again, thanks for watching. And I know I can talk kind of fast, so sorry. But yeah, Ambient August Part 2. Thanks for wanting to see this type of content and hopefully watching it and giving a crap about one of my favorite genres of music. So, thanks again.